Pokémon was bound to one day go open world, but a recent video I made talking about both approaches to the gameplay 100% told me that there's a part of the community that was a bit disappointed with how it turned out. I, for one, think that open world is the way to go, but I can't deny that some things really were lost when this happened. So hey, I'm not so a strainer, and what are the worst parts about open world? Let's get into it. First of all, let me just say that you can enjoy something and still find flaws in it. I love the Mistborn trilogy overall, but I think that most of the second book sucks. For example, I really like to play the Pokémon TCG, but playing with some decks is very boring to me. I love the open world of Scarlet and Violet overall, but some things there didn't strike me as the best approach they could have had. And of course, you can also tell me what you like the least about it in the comments down below. I'll do you a good one and not even mention the level scaling of gym leaders and all that. That has been talked to death already by others and me as well. Still, it is a very important thing, just like you subscribing to the channel and liking this video. But with that said, I'll talk about something that I've mentioned in a video a long time ago. Back in the old days of Pokemon, there was a way we could sometimes literally get lost, and those were the caves. A long time ago, I made a video about this, talking about how I felt the caves, while better than in Sword and Shield, which wasn't hard, let's be honest, still lacked that adventurous feeling that caves used to give us. It's been a long time since we've seen anything like Victory Road from Gen 1, Mount Coronet, the Seafoam Islands, or even Mount Mortar, just to name a few. I think the movement options they gave you in this open world didn't really work well with how caves were presented to us in the base game. Things were too open. You could climb or jump your way out of any situation, not really having to blindly navigate the overworld. I feel like this was made better in the DLC though, with Oni Mountain in Kitakami, the small caves in the Blueberry Academy, and even the Area Zero Underdepths showing a promising future for this wonderful part of Pokemon. Dungeons are a key element of an RPG, and I'm glad it feels like they're trying to incorporate them back into the mix. Now the next one is something that actually sparked the idea for this video. I was shiny hunting in Paldea on a recent stream, and well, you could clearly see that most, if not all of the trainers, were left unbattled. The reason for this is simple. I didn't need to battle them. They were just there. I could run circles around them and they wouldn't care about me. There was no classic, our eyes have met, we have to battle. They tried to go around this and push us into choosing to battle ourselves by having the league reps give us cool items and TMs if we defeat a certain number of trainers, but like Odd Cypher, wonderful member of the community, said, the rewards just weren't that appealing for a casual player, but more for competitive players. Still, I do understand why they didn't want to force any battles. It's all about the lack of level scaling. While you usually talk about this regarding gym leaders and team star bases and titans, you do start those at your own will. You have to go there and start the whole thing yourself. If their level was higher than yours, well, it was your choice. When it comes to trainers, you would be surprised by their teams and levels and see your Pokemon being wiped out a few times. Still, I don't think this is a problem at all. It's an open world, you can escape the trainers if you want to. You have a lot more movement options like we talked about with the caves. You can even fly above them. Sure, they should make some of them hard or impossible to escape, but most of them it would be impossible for them to do so. There's also so many Pokemon centers scattered around the map that as long as you kept visiting them, being wiped out would not send you very far and provide you with important information about whoever just beat you. Either that or just come up with a better reward system that pushes both casual and competitive players to want to actually beat the trainers. My next choice is one that they do already kinda, but it could have been way better implemented considering the world they had at their disposal. I'm talking about side quests. Pokemon Legends Arceus had a whole bunch of them. You could find many people asking you to take down or bring them a specific Pokemon. This gave your actions purpose while also helping you with completing the Pokédex. Here, in Scarlet and Violet, completing it is one of the best things in the open world environment, at least in my opinion. I absolutely love doing it. But it is simply connected to one aspect of the game. Jack wants you to do that. You get the rewards by reaching certain milestones on your Pokédex. Wouldn't it be better and make the world more alive if some of those items or other ones were given to you by people in Paldea as rewards for your actions? They could ask you for materials or even Pokemon of a certain size like in Legends Arceus. I really do believe that open world games kinda need a quest log, as that makes everything feel much more immersive. Cities were kind of good looking, but they were just there. You couldn't enter buildings and for the most part, NPCs were just there for random dialogue. Giving a bunch of them purpose would not only give us one as well, but make all of that feel a lot less dull. This quest one is one that I'm very hopeful for, since they've done it with Legends Arceus and so, well, it's not something new for Pokemon. This next and last one is something that I'm not really hopeful for. Catching Pokemon is fantastic, collecting them is amazing, getting that rare spawn is one of the best feelings ever. But lately we got a bit of a downgrade that came disguised as an upgrade. I love having Pokemon spawning in the overworld. Ever since they started doing that in Let's Go, that I really felt that it made sense for it to happen, as Pokemon clearly walked towards Open World. Now that we're here, I have to say that I feel very bittersweet about it. There's no more tall grass from where a random Pokemon can jump at us, and there's no more surprises in the way we catch Pokemon. Even rare ones are usually just there. It's only one, but it's basically guaranteed. I think they should find a way to once more include some randomness in encounters, or at least find a way to include encounters that still keep the randomness despite the overworld ones. I don't think we can fully go back to what Sword and Shield was, having a bit of a mixed thing going on, since we still kinda had tall grass over there. But Pokemon Legends Arceus had full-on overworld encounters, while keeping some randomness in shaking trees and shaking ore deposits. This was incredibly limited, of course, but it still had that randomness that makes Pokemon so exciting, something that I feel we don't have anymore. Open world shouldn't mean that every spawn is just out in the open. It should mean that yes, you can do that, but you also have more ways to hide them. Add Pokemon that hide underwater in a way that you can only see the bubbles, and when you surf over them, they initiate the encounter. Pokemon that burrow themselves underground, and when you interact with the hole, they attack you. Have some hidden Pokemon in trees added to the ones that simply hang in them, like Applin and Slakoth. Have flying Pokemon come down on you out of nowhere, kinda like in Alola. Shaking bushes could also hide Pokemon since tall grass is now gone. There are so many ways that encountering Pokemon can be made more exciting in an open world, and I really hope they try to explore as many of them as possible in order to bring back that amazing feeling of excitement and surprise that random encounters used to bring us. I do not know the future, and for all I know, they could have all of this thought out for the future of Pokemon. They could have all of this in their plans for future games, but it is undoubtedly something that was missing in Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet. And that is all I have for you today, the worst parts about the open world of Scarlet and Violet and how I tried to fix them. But what about you? What are the worst parts to you? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. Also, you can become a channel member or check out my merch in order to further support the channel. I'd be forever thankful for that. You can follow me on social media or check out one of my streams here and on Twitch. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.